Why does volcano level music sound so spicy? Music usually paints in colors. It captures emotion. But lava tracks, you can feel the heat rising. They don't just sound intense. They taste scorched and smell like that stuff inside of a firecracker. Sulfur? I think it's sulfur. Ah, nice! Why does a lost wood sound like the perfect forest bop? Why does Bubble Gloop Swamp sound like such a smelly swamp? Volcano tracks don't just lap, they sizzle and burn. In this episode of the Curiosity Bop, we're spelunking into the magma pits of video game sound design. Through chords, textures, and rhythms, we'll uncover why these things make your ears sweat and your mouth water. Let's open the shop, shall we? As I lava dive into dozens of these tracks, singing a few whiskers along the way, I realize they tend to fall into four spice-inspired categories, from ghost pepper punishment to subtle smolders. We have the Punisher, the Sting, the Smolder, and that funky burn you get from wasabi or kimchi. These tracks are hot, but don't worry, I packed my oven mitts this time and a tall glass of milk. The Punisher is slow, sacred, and intense. These are chilies that build over time, the kind of spice that creeps up your spine. It's the music of ancient volcanoes that don't erupt, they judge. Let's start with Fire Island Volcano from Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Key of A minor. Fire Island Volcano begins almost ambient with the didgeridoo slapping. With minimalist chords and a B-note pedal point, a subdued rhythm, almost hypnotic. This is not bursting just yet. It's simmering to start, preparing to boil over and roll over your freshly cleaned stovetop. Perpetual motion is typical of the Baroque, like Bach fugues. Now we have a 2-5-2-5-6 chord progression. Orally, it sounds like B Dorian. In general, the style resembles the music of Ireland. Add that to the rhythmic build-up and modal borrowings, and you got a slowly boiling track that explodes midway through. The fire here isn't fast, it creeps up on you, gradually growing more intense. By now, the theme has transformed. Violin is exploding like a dead mountain in the middle of Scotland. Percussion is heavier. Melodic leaps widen. Harmonies twist into more chromatic colors, growing more punishing and mysterious by the flicker of this musical flame. Let's take a gander at the B section, meow. Now we're reaching a new height, a pantonality in A minor key. Sharp 4, 1 sharp 9, 1 augmented, sharp 5 diminished 7, 2 minor, flat 2, sharp 2 7, sharp 4 diminished sharp 9. There's no tonality, but rather a chaos of chords not governed by tension or relaxation. Any chord can follow any other chord. This non-functional harmony or pentonality, composers such as Prokofiev or Stravinsky use this technique. Within the game, this harmonic chaos can symbolize how foes can appear at any moment, with maybe a fireball or two, and the perpetual motion generates tension when playing. Now, let's compare that with another track that punishes in a completely different way. Mount Pyre Exterior from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. E-flat minor, although I dare say there's no tonal center, and if there was one, it wouldn't be that, but rather E minor. There are many enharmonics making it hard to pinpoint. So, we see here 1 major, flat 7 diminished with a mixed third, flat 6 7 in third inversion with a mixed third, 1 minor, 2 half diminished 7, 5 major, 1 major. A magical introduction. Little by little, it delves into tension with mixed chords and no functional harmony. The harmony floats between E minor and modal Dorian shifts. The vibe? Ceremonial. The opening motif is repetitive and hypnotic, like ash falling in rhythmic spirals. Over time, the melody rises higher, but the chords darken. This isn't just heat, it's sacred fire, a place where grief and mystery burns hotter than flame. God, I love this song. It will forever be born into my memory. Ah, good times! The melody walks a solemn path, with hollow intervals and long reverb tails. It's not mournful, it's sacred. Now for part A and B. 1 minor, 5 augmented, sharp 1 minor with a mixed fifth, 1 major, etc. Surprisingly, it delves into a kind of samba in the bass, but the melody has nothing to do with the arrangement of this bass. It is atonal, similar to the 12-tone music of the second Viennese school like Schoenberg, Anton de Wever, and Alban Berg. Part B has a better sense of tonal center. The quartet note triplets give a melodious aspect. Bar 51 resembles the rhythmic scheme of the game's entry into battle. The B section introduces chromatism and harmonic ambiguity. Suddenly, it's unclear what key we're in. Again. That disorientation is part of the punishment. Like, you're even deeper in the smoke now, coughing, squinting, but still moving forward. Adding parallel motion in low strings and modal mixture that starts to blur into this atonality. It's no longer melodic, it's chaos. And just when you think it's cool enough, it cranks the heat up even hotter. Together, Fire Island and Mount Pyre show that punishment doesn't have to mean chaos. Sometimes it's a slow ritual, the sacred burn, kinda like Chinese water torture in a good way. But the drops get bigger, and instead of water, it's lava. The chords expand, the melody thickens, and the scent? It's sulfur, soot, and pure prophecy. If Fire Island Volcano is molten instinct, Mount Pyre is a ceremonial descent into the smoky volcano of curiosity. There are no songs of play, they're songs of survival. The punishment is slow and built-in, lingering like a fragment in your imagination. The sting is quick, sharp, the jalapeno popper of level music, fast attack, high frequency, spicy brass, and very little chill, if at all. How about a tune of this type? Melty Molten Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy. D Phrygian with a 1-2-1-2 progression. There are a few bars that use the pentatonic scale. The feel is of a Greek or Roman battle square. No chords have thirds, which gives the music more depth. Among so many fireballs and pools of lava, you are definitely in this Colosseum, fighting to be the last gladiator on the field. The strings drum upward in fast bursts while the brass delivers syncopated punches. Bright orchestration, rapid melodic bursts. These brass taps really give this track that urging instinct. It uses ascending lines and unexpected key changes to blast you skyward. The orchestration is bold. Trumpets tap lap capsaicin, and timpani rolls mimic seismic aftershocks. This is not a slow hit, it's a firework to the tongue. The sitar-like instrumentation gives off the impression of heatwaves zigzagging. The music is symbolic of the fierce, yet beautiful eruption of a great volcano. This music moves like lava bombs, up, out, fast, then dropping and cooling off before another round of sheer heat. C minor with a 1-4-1. There is a Middle Eastern music sensation, opening immediately with the same sitar sounds as Melty Molten Galaxy. There is a bass obstinato. The melody uses the harmonic minor scale, which is very common in the music of this area, even in popular music. Grumble Volcano uses harmonic rhythm like a jackhammer. It's relentless. Short melodic loops, rhythmic jabs, and its frantic motif build that don't stop moving or you're falling kind of urgency. Grumble Volcano is rhythmically punchy and sonically crunchy. High-pitched synths, the tight loops, and its syncopation mimic the chaos of dodging eruptions. The harmonic content is lean but intense, just like biting into a raw pepper and getting clogged in the throat by a sheer heat. The percussion here really drives everything. It's reminiscent of lava rocks pelting the hard ground. This is the raw music of dodging lava plumes with zinc eyebrows. Slow descending lines give the impression you missed the platform, and now you're sinking in that spicy red-orange lava. These tracks don't waste time. From measure 1, you're burning red hot. The harmonies are less complex, but their velocity and intensity more than make up for it. Both tracks deliver sharp impact, no build-up, no relief, just pure impact right from the start. The kind of hit that dares you to keep playing. Now we simmer down a bit. These smoldering tracks evoke the slow, steady, low intensity and lingering burn. Music that breathes heat but doesn't scream. It's chipotle, it's amber, it's smoke rising off obsidian. We have yet another classic here, Hot Head Bop from Donkey Kong Country 2. Key of A minor. This piece, it uses minimalism techniques. It can be said that there is generally only one harmonic progression, 1-1-1. In measure 13, the contrasting motif generates a small progression of 1-7-5. There are 4 overlapping motifs here, typical of a Philip Glass style minimalism. First motif measures 1-2 with the bass clef. Second motif measures 1-8 in treble clef. Quartet note changes the harmonic sensation. Third motif measures 9 treble clef. Fourth measures 13-15. The latter makes a small motif variation the second time it appears. The 8 notes that were previously in the second measure of the motif becomes quarter notes. This is augmentation. This superposition of small motif generates the tension of the platform game. Funky bass motifs, syncopated chords. It got lava in its lungs and rhythm in its hips. The spice here is complex, sweet and smoky, like chipotle in a hot liquid jam session. The sound of lava bubbling in the backdrop. This song has some serious sparky glimmer. It bops. It's solid, yet juicy like liquid. Melody rises and falls like those bubbles you see on the surface. The layering is delicate. Rhythmic syncopation, rest, and ghost notes. It sways like liquid lava in a slow sway. Let's bop to another slow and low bubbling drop, shall we? Fire Temple trades the funk for pure atmosphere. C minor once again. 151 we see here. The wind is the main part of the theme. The sensation of arid lands. The percussion again takes on rhythms from Arabic music. The music is deliberately simple so as to not to overshadow the wind. There are a couple of notes that generate a harmonic change from tension to relaxation. Without mentioning specific chords, the first time they appear, they end on a D. The second, on a C. This generates the harmonic sensation. The melody twinkles like lightly falling ash. It uses chant-like motifs too, not only to scare the crap out of you, but to enhance the sacredness of that smoldering ruin. With sitar-esque scales and joining percussion, this is a slow burn with some real personality. Meow! The B section brings thicker pads and modal color. You're not just walking through fire, you're meditating inside it, and maybe saving a few Gorons while you're at it. Both pieces thrive on restraint. Their chords repeat simply and often. The melodies hypnotize and the temperature is steady. They are in no rush. They smolder, burn, and stay with you long after the flames fade out. This last category, it burns weird, super weird. The funk burn is fermented heat, mystical, spicy, and funky. It's paprika meeting prophecy, and we got the perfect song to taste. But before we dive in, let's meow pivot to an early ancestor of this fire, take a whiff to the roots of this fire dance style, and blast this funk like a freshly picked bonflower. With the one and only Goron City, Zelda Ocarina of Time. C Mixolydian 171. The rhythmic scheme is again the main focus. It seems inspired by African music, perhaps to give the feeling of being in a tribal city. Musically, the bass obstinato and the rhythmic scheme create the tension leading back to C. It's yellowish-orange in color. This piece isn't harmonically complex, but that's the point. The percussion builds a ritualistic atmosphere. It's tone, rhythm, heat, and history. Goron City blends tradition with rhythm. It's not hot in tempo, but there's a tangy spice in its cultural resonance. Percussion leads this piece like the stacking of a slab rock. Harmony stays modal. It's funky. It's sacred. It makes your lips smack like a hot bite of some funky-ass kimchi, like ancestral heat in a drumbeat. You can feel the volcano in its prime, prehistoric era. You can practically see the dodongos here, wooden clubs, and leopard skin flaps flapping. The melody loops like a chant. The Mixolydian mood makes it warm, but off-kilter. It's ceremonial funk, carrying the voice of the Gorons themselves. Now back to the funkiest, raunchiest, yet bubbliest tune I come across for this style. Hailfire Peaks, Lava Side, Banjo Tooie. Let's bop! Now this is some funk Magma, and it hits right in the nostalgia of that summer in the year 2000. C major, A1 major, flat 6 major, 5 major, 5 augmented, 1 major, flat 6 major, 1 major, 5 major, 5 minor, 1 major. There is a pedal note throughout. The A flat that appears is a modal borrowing from the parallel minor, and the major 5 raises its fifth degree from D to D sharp to resolve to E. The minor 5 is also a modal borrowing from the parallel minor of C. The bass sound highlights the clumsiness of the characters on screen with a certain touch of comedy. marimbas, rolling bass, slapstick brass, and toms. This is a volcano parade from hell. The melody is erratic, bouncing and rhythmically off-center. Every instrument feels like it's on its own path, and yet it all grooves. It moves like slow, hardening lava that just sucked up a trombone or two. Quirky and lazy, kind of silly too, right? It captures the banjo and kazooie vibe perfectly, with a hint of freshly popped boils. Woo! This isn't a burn you feel once. It bubbles up in weird places. It dances sideways while you sweat. It's quirky and raunchy. Every note in this track drips like molten rock, slow, hot, and heavy. From the scorched textures to the tectonic rhythm, this song carries the perfect personification of magma itself in its very essence. Punishers judge you, stings slap you, smolders simmer, and the funk burn, it grooves, glows and bops with a smack of tangy goodness. Volcano level doesn't just sound spicy, it tastes of ritual, sizzles with ceremony, and smokes like memory. This music spans the full Scoville scale. It doesn't just sound spicy, it is spicy. Got a favorite lava track? Drop it in the comments, especially the ones that made your taste buds light up. And if you're curious, and I know you are, or maybe you just love music, games, or cats, hit subscribe. Next time on Curiosity Bop, we're diving into deeper territory. Let's cool off a little after this one, shall we? As we plunge into the still, shimmering mystery of the next levels. Let's bop!